Wine, red as a freshly opened wound. A carpet, the same, swallowing the sound of 1,000 whispered lies. A constellation of celebrities and jewels. A galaxy of contrived smiles so bright they hurt the eyes. I floated through it all in a cloud of white gauze. A gown that clung and flowed, its weight a constant reminder of the golden chains I wore. It trailed on the floor like a ghost's last sigh. It was a custom piece. A whisper from my private designer you couldn't buy in any store. An armor of silk and thread, molded to my body, every stitch a conspiracy to showcase my assets. The slit, scandalously high, was designed to make my hip line a focal point under the strobing, predatory flashes of the cameras. I knew those photos would be splashed across 100 websites by morning. Headline news for the envious. This was the dividend of being a socialite. The interest paid on a soul sold long ago. Countless women, nursing their own high society fantasies from the glow of their screens, would study me, mimic my posture, my wardrobe, my every calculated glance and smile. They would see a goddess. They wouldn't see the hollow space where a person used to be. The party was scheduled to end at 10. The air was growing thin with forced laughter. At 9:40, my husband arrived to collect me. He pulled up in his new Porsche Panamera, the engine a low, predatory growl that cut through the chatter like a knife. His name was Sebastian Prescott, though he preferred the casual confidence of Seb, a name that sounded like money even when whispered. I had orchestrated his early arrival, a deliberate stage play for the benefit of the onlookers. What good is devotion if it can't be weaponized for envy? It's just an emotion, useless and sentimental. It worked, of course, it worked. When Seb, draped in a white suit, a Patek Philippe glittering like a supernova on his wrist, and a bouquet of fire-red roses in hand, emerged from the obsidian car and strode towards me. The raw jealousy in the eyes of the surrounding women was a drug. I could almost feel the phantom sting of their thorns through the thick wrapping paper as I took them. A perfect metaphor. It filled me with a profound, almost shameful, satisfaction. It was the only real thing I'd felt all night. Darling, he murmured, his voice a warm current in the cool night air, for all to hear. Let's go. I've had the bath drawn for you. Milk and roses, of course. I'm afraid I must be leaving, I announced, with practiced grace, a queen abandoning her court. Then, I took my husband's arm, feeling the taut muscle beneath the expensive fabric, and we slipped into the plush back seat of the Panamera. The door closed with a heavy, satisfying thud, sealing us in a world of new leather and old money. Dante, drive, Seb commanded the man at the wheel. Yes, Mr. Prescott. The voice from the front was flat, devoid of emotion. The driver, Dante, stomped on the gas. The Porsche didn't just accelerate, it lunged, a monstrous roar tearing through the night as we left the party behind in a blur of light and sound. In the back, my hand remained in my husband's, a perfect portrait of marital bliss. Vesper, you are exquisite, Seb breathed, his eyes hot, his tone thick with an urgency that was both thrilling and part of the script. Then his hand began its trespass, a slow, deliberate exploration over the silk of my gown. A proprietary claim. My skin prickled under the fabric. I was a woman in my prime. The alcohol a warm tide in my veins, and a flicker of genuine heat sparked within me. A traitorous response I quickly extinguished, but not here, not in the car. I shifted, a subtle evasion of his touch, my body stiffening almost imperceptibly. Seb, someone's here. He laughed, a low, dismissive sound that rumbled in his chest. You mean Dante? He's not a stranger. He's practically furniture. He was right. Dante was anything but a stranger. Many people knew me as Vesper Carlyle, the socialite, the wife of the heir Sebastian Prescott. What they didn't know was that this was my second marriage, and Dante, the man now driving with unnerving focus, his eyes fixed on the road, seemingly oblivious to the intimacy unfolding behind him, was my first husband. We arrived at the sprawling estate on the hill, a fortress of glass and stone against the night sky.